Macaroni salad is one of the most versatile side dishes of all time. You can find it in New York delis, you can find it in salad bars, cookouts, you name it. And it's super easy to make at home. Today I'm gonna show you one of my favorite ways to do that. Meet me in the kitchen, let's make it happen. All right, so next up we're gonna cook our eggs. I like to boil my eggs for 12 minutes exactly. So as soon as the water comes up to a boil, set the timer for 12 minutes, then remove the eggs into some ice cold water to stop the cooking process. At the same time, we're gonna boil our pasta per package instructions. Quick reminder guys, always salt your pasta water. Then it's time to go ahead and prep our veggies. We got some red onion, red and green bell pepper. Very simple today. You can use white onion if you want. You can use whatever veggies you want. You can throw some celery in there if you need to. Really can't go wrong. You can find this recipe and all of my recipes at MrMakeItHappen.com. So just a normal dice on our red onion. Use a little sweet relish, a couple different mustards. It's kind of like a variation or like a fusion of Southern style macaroni salad and New York deli style macaroni salad. It's kind of where I come in there. If you want to throw some tuna in this, I'm not mad at that. You could do that for sure. I've been to cookouts and functions where that's a thing. And it'll add a little protein element as well. Just try to use good quality tuna. My favorite is Wild Planet. So dice on the bell pepper, same as the onion. Real simple stuff. 12 minutes on the eggs, 9 minutes on the pasta. This is done in 30 minutes max. All right guys, so right at the 12-minute mark, we're gonna kill the heat on our boiled eggs, scoop them out of the boiling hot water, place them into some ice cold water, and that effectively shocks the eggs and stops the cooking process. That way they're not overcooked. So 12 minutes is kind of the sweet spot. You can do a little less if you want them a little, less cooked. For the purposes of a salad like this, any pasta salad, deviled eggs, things like that, this is a pretty good standard to follow. So let these hang out for a few minutes. We're gonna crack them. This is gonna cool them down a bit. Take the shell off, chop them up. We already diced our veggies. Our pasta is done. Now it's time to make the dressing for the macaroni salad. All right, for the dressing, we're getting the party started with about a cup of Duke's mayo. Like you see right here. Duke's is my favorite mayo. You can use whatever you like. Hellman's is cool. Whatever you're into. I'm not going to argue with you, but Duke's is the best. All right, so we got the Duke's mayonnaise in there. Good tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Jesus. Running low on the Dijon apparently. But we got a tablespoon. That's going to add a little depth of flavor. I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard. The Dijon's going to add a little bite to a little acidity, which is nice. Speaking of acidity, we're going in with about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. That's going to give it that tang or twang, whatever the proper word is there. We're going in with our sweet relish. The sweetness is going to offset a bit of the acidity from the vinegar and the Dijon. And also, a couple teaspoons of white sugar is going to do the same thing. A little smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika. Doesn't really taste like anything. But you can add a little smoked for a little, razzle dazzle, especially if you're doing it for a cookout. It's going to play off the smokiness from the grill. And then plenty of all-purpose seasoning, which is a blend of salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. We're going to give this a mix. Taste it and make sure that it's right. You can adjust the flavor by adding a little bit more salt. If you want it sweeter, you can add a little more sugar or a little bit more relish. And then we're going to add in our veggies, chop up the eggs, and add that next. All right, guys, so when it comes time to peel your eggs, this is my favorite technique. You want to leave a little bit of water in your bowl to wet your fingers and knock off any excess shell. So a few taps on all sides, and then I like to roll the egg to kind of crack the shell. The goal is to release that membrane from between the shell and the actual egg. There's a membrane. If you can get up under there, it's smooth sailing. So use the water to keep everything kind of damp. That makes it a little easier to peel in my opinion. You could always kind of wet your fingertips as needed. And it should just peel right off real easy, just like that. Boom. And then a little shake in the water, make sure there's no shell. 4, fairly perfect deviled eggs, or 4 fairly perfect with the exception of a couple blemishes boiled eggs. All right, so we got our chopped eggs. I keep wanting to say deviled eggs. We got our chopped boiled eggs in there with the dressing. We're going to fold that in. And then the last thing I like to add is my pasta. So we got macaroni noodles here. We're going to add those a little bit at a time just to make sure we don't add too much. Just fold that in. You want good even coverage. You don't want it to be drowning in dressing, but you also don't want it to be too dry. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. This looks perfect. I love the color contrast from the red onion, which is really purple, the red bell pepper, and then the green bell pepper. And then you got the white from the eggs. Just looks really nice. So I'm going to fold that in. Very important that you use salted water to boil your pasta because you want that macaroni to have a little flavor. Because there is quite a bit of macaroni in here, and there's nothing to kind of save it the way it would be with like a Italian-style pasta salad with all the meats like pepperoni and whatnot, or a seafood salad. This kind of has to hold its own, so to speak. So, little AP seasoning, and we should be good to go. We'll go ahead and plate this up. You want to put this in the fridge for at least an hour. It's really a lot better when it's cold, so just keep that in mind too. There you have it, folks. Macaroni salad, perfect if you're going deli style, southern style, cookout. Doesn't really matter. You just want a little snack during the week. This is great. Pop it in the fridge. Lasts you 3 or 4 days at least. This is the part where I say brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is digging for the taste test. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, another quick reminder. This recipe and all of my recipes can be found at MrMakeItHappen.com. Without further ado, taste test time. The fresh veggies, the richness from the mayo, the eggs are perfect, subtle sweetness, good acid balance with the Dijon and the vinegar. It'll probably even be better tomorrow. Let me give me one more bite. It's my bowl. I can double dip.